That was yesterday. The IMF at Davos, Switzerland said the world economy is going to hit the biggest financial headwind since World War II. What does that mean? That's what we want to talk about. But more importantly, what can you do? Yeah. And we talked about it is, when you think about what are your assets today, if you're hanging out with idiots, you're probably an idiot.
See, this is very important because the game these financial planners play is they only show you charts going back to 1981. And this is when Paul Volcker raised rates. So since then, we've been in a down cycle in interest rates. And sure, you can say the stock market always goes up, right, if interest rates are always going down. But what happens when interest rates start going back up? And usually the cycle is about 30, 40 years. So if you look at charts of the stock market going back to 1927 to 1980 or 81, adjusted for inflation, it was pretty much flat. But see, they don't tell you that.
Right.
They just cherry pick the data
of course
they want to give to you in order for them to collect their fees.
But something even worse happening is the last crash was, let's say 2008, when the repo market reversed and all this stuff. And most of these financial planners and real estate brokers, all they know is a rising market.
Yeah, that's right.
Since 2008, we've been nothing, and happy days are here again because they kept dropping interest rates. Real estate went up, stock market went up, bond markets went up.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that the bull goes up the stairs.
Yeah.
The bear comes out the window. When it comes, it's 4 months. Yeah. That's how fast this bear is going to go out the window. So, no, it'll never go down. I'm going, the moment I hear that, I know it's going down.
Yeah. And there's always, Jim Rogers, I think, articulated it beautifully. You've just got to buy panic and sell hysteria. And sometimes, you can tell when there's hysteria.
The problem with bull markets is it makes stupid people look smart.
Yeah. And
the saying is the bull goes up the stairs, bear goes out the window. And when it comes down fast. My question is, though, I didn't know people were committing suicide. Mm-hmm. This is deja vu all over again, because in 1929, the saying was, watch out for falling bankers. Because they were coming out of the window, killing people in the street below.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, who do you blame? The Fed. It's the Fed. Because this is all just pushing people out the risk curve.
So the whole thing here is, get smarter. That's what we're talking about.
Or at least hang around smart people.
Yeah. I mean, oh my God. It's going to be we're going to make so much money because we have carbon credits and we have biotech coming online and all this. There's more opportunity today, but not if you hang out with idiots.
I do think there's incredible opportunities, but I think it would come in pretty much the opposite arena, and that's just old school commodities. I think we're going into a long-term super cycle.
Absolutely.
I think you're going to see prices of things like coal, uranium, and I think the overarching theme in pretty much everything that you've said for the last 30 or 40 years is if you're going into an investment and everyone else is doing it and that's what they're teaching you in school, you're probably not going to make money. You're probably going to lose money. But if you're going into an investment and every single person is telling you, Robert, you're crazy. What are you talking about? You're absolutely out of your mind. Don't do that. Those are the investments where you've made the most money. And it's been the exact same thing.
We have no stocks, bonds, and mutual funds because my rich dad taught me differently. So today, like I was saying, and I said this all the time, we own oil wells. We don't own oil companies. We don't own stocks. So again, when Biden cut the XL pipeline off, oil went from 30 to 130. Holy mackerel, we're making so much money today. The dangerous thing is people are being wiped out. Inflation's killing them, food and fuel.
That's right.
That's what scares me.
Yeah, but any intervention they have in a free market economy, it's always going to make things worse for the poor and middle class, whether it's through the insidious, invisible tax of inflation, or whether it's just propping up assets that are creating, these bubbles where people get completely wiped out and misallocation of resources and malinvestment. I mean, we've got to understand that central planning, or Marxism, as you always say, this is a very, very slippery slope. This is the road to ruin. Or as Jim Rogers says, this is the quick path to the poorhouse. We need to understand that free market capitalism is not perfect, but it's the best system we have to raise the standard of living for the poor and middle class.
And we're going so Marxist. That's why so many kids, if I go to college, I'll be fine. That's what you got taught Marxism. They talk about tax the rich and all these other things they teach. But the thing that's frightening today is what Klaus Schwab is saying. Someday you'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
Right.
That's the abolition of private property, which is Marx.
Yeah.
And that's what they're teaching the kids.
Absolutely. And the crazy thing is they're trying to use inflation as a reason to tax the rich. And it's just completely perverse because the way you solve consumer price inflation
Produce more.
is by, like we were saying, by producing more stuff. And if you're taxing all the people that are producing, are we going to have less stuff in the future? We're going to have more stuff.
No, as you said, the money just moves.
Yeah.
Right? We move to where we're treated the best.
Yeah.
And inflation is the worst tax of all. And it just causes more people as we're going to shift to UBI, Universal Basic Income, and MMT, which is Marxism. Someday you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. The government will give you your money.
I really want to beat this dead horse because I think it's important. Good. We are experiencing global consumer price inflation right now. Not just this is a huge, huge problem.
Global crisis since World War II.
Yeah, absolutely. And their solution is to do what? UBI. Let's give people more money and let's restrict the supply of goods and services even further by making it harder for the producers to actually produce. So what they're doing, they're trying to sell this to the general public. The way we solve consumer price inflation is by creating more money and producing less stuff. It's the complete opposite. Yeah, we need less money and we need more stuff.